What's up, everybody? I'm Zach Sharps here for episode number 20 of Level Up. This is Forsaken World, the official review, dual review. I have Greg here, one of my good friends that I play MMOs with now. What's up? Welcome to the show, Greg.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Alright, so Forsaken World is made and published by Perfect World Entertainment. Basically, it is a 3D MMORPG set in a fantasy setting. It has about 6 races and about 6 classes as well, with the unique and very popular vampire class in the game. Each different race has their own starting zone. Some of them intertwine, some do not. But let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys the prey feature really quick before we ask different things to Greg. And I just prayed. So basically, about every hour or so, you get a prey and get XP for it. Alright, Greg. So, what are your thoughts on this game?
You know, it's very different. I've been trying here for about maybe about a couple weeks now. And it's not like a WoW or no, it's none of that. It's nothing simple like that. But very unique systems. They have a unique pet system. They have that prayer system that you were recently here just talking about. It's just very, very unique. I've never seen nothing like it, and I'm starting to enjoy it.
Yeah, so, basically what Greg is saying is, a lot of people can basically compare this game with WoW, and it's kind of a comparison that is true, but it's kind of the wrong comparison, considering this game brings in a lot of unique features, class sets, and stuff like that. It has special attacks. It has huge XP gains. I mean, this game has like a solid XP gain throughout the entire game. Like, honestly, you can level probably up to the max level of 80 within probably about like a week or two playing this game hardcore, and about a month if you're not playing it hardcore. And that's a very awesome sort of time to be able to do that. Like, I think me and Greg probably have about like 2 level 25s, 26s. And I'm pretty sure I have like a level 40 on my closed beta account, like if I was able to recover it. So what do you think about the leveling in the game? Do you think it's on the right sort of speed, duration, or do you think it should be slowed down, or?
I think it's a little fast. I think when I'm playing an MMO, I like to enjoy doing a little bit of quests, and just not getting level capped right away, and just getting right into the end game content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just I that's my personal opinion. I like to do quests and take my time before I get into end game content.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. The leveling in this game is a tad fast. I think it's kind of perfect with today's settings. I mean, I'm a huge theme park MMORPG gamer. I love my theme park MMOs. I don't really like the sandboxes very much. And I do think that the leveling pace is probably the most important thing in these MMOs nowadays, because you have World of Warcraft with sort of like the instant 80 feel, and this game sort of has in between that. But then you have games like Ion that has that sort of like, it feels a little grindy, a little not. But what game would you compare this to as far as leveling goes, if you can compare it to something?
Ooh, man, I don't know.
You could use the WoW expansions if you need to.
WoW expansions, that probably feels like I'm leveling just as fast as a Cataclysm, just because it's just way ridiculously fast, and it's just it's good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's the right balance. It just doesn't. It feels a little different to me. It feels like I should be doing more. And I'm just like, oh, I'm already level 30. What's going on here?
Yeah, so you do feel it's a little fast.
Yeah, I personally think it is. Yeah.
I think it's fast for my taste, but I think it's sort of, I don't know, I kind of like it where it's at, because a lot of people have the problem with Perfect World where it's, oh my god, you have to grind.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for all of you who do not know, Perfect World, this was their first attempt at a sort of fast leveling type experience. Before, they had a game called Perfect World International, which was a very grindy game. Basically, no one ever hit the cap. I think one might have, and they threw a party for him. But basically, that game was a grind. Kill 100 of these, kill 100 of that, kill 400 of these. There you go. That's the game. Then they came out with games like Heroes of Three Kingdoms, Forsaken World, stuff like that, and basically sort of revamped their entire system and made themselves a more leveling type of community. and made it so that you don't have to grind. Personally, I'm a person who loves Ion. I love that sort of slight grind feel, and I think that's sort of why I like Battle of the Immortals sort of leveling than I do this game's. But this game does have a perfect feel to it for a person who wants to get in it and get to the end game and stuff like that. Alright, so as far as combat goes, what do you think about the combat? Do you think it's fast paced enough, or do you think it should?
I enjoy it. The animations look amazing. I can see they put a lot of work into it. If you can see, some of these people, like this that class that's doing all this crazy stuff, the vampire class, the cross on his back, it looks pretty crazy. Like the spells he's doing, they're very unique.
Yeah.
They took a lot of good time and work doing those. Looks amazing.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like the skill animations in this game are definitely better than WoW. I mean, as far as a lot of games nowadays are better than WoW as far as skill animations go, and I think that's because their graphics engine. Because WoW has a very polished graphics engine that they really don't want to screw up with these type of effects. And the main problem I have with Forsaken World is the fact that the performance is kind of not that great. I was reading, and my friend actually told me that this game only uses one core of your processor. I wouldn't doubt that, considering I have a 6 core, so it's obviously not using all 6 of my cores to be able to run this game perfectly. How do you think the performance is? I know you play WoW, I know you don't have a graphics card, but how would you compare it?
Yeah, I consider the performance actually pretty fair, to be honest with you. I may not have the, state-of-the-art computer or nothing, but I'm still getting, about 45 frames in here. So it's not bad. They did a fair job polishing. You can't expect them, perfection out of a free-to-play MMO. So, it's not bad.
Yeah, that's basically how I would say. It's not bad, but it's not, it's not World of Warcraft polish or
Exactly,
Rift
yeah.
polish. Alright, so the big question, does this game have enough content to keep a player playing?
I haven't, me personally, I have not gotten that far, but so far of what I've seen, there's plenty of quests to do. There's we got those what were they called, events. We have, there's just lots of things to do. We got these instances. There's just plenty of things to do. It definitely keeps me busy.
Exactly. So as far as dungeons go, you mentioned dungeons. I agree with you. There's enough content so far. Do you think that there is enough dungeons paced through the leveling process, or do you feel there could be a little bit more?
I feel there could be slightly a little bit more. I do feel like we're being kind of clustered in at these lower levels, just in one or two dungeons. You know what I mean? But so far, it's all right. I'm sure there's a lot more content to come. As we level up. But it's at these lower levels. Just feels like we're a little clustered in about all the dungeons and stuff at the moment.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I kind of wish that they would sort of, I don't know, make the events that are on a day basis, like the Tuesday, Thursday, and I believe Saturday events. I wish they would move those to every day. That way we have our, 5 or 6 dungeons rather than there's our standard 2, which is the canyon that we're in right now, and the sort of SM Cathish sort of instance. Do you think that would sort of be enough instances then if they were to remove that, day cap type deal?
Oh yeah, for sure. I believe, yeah, that'd be perfect. It is kind of depressing. You only can play these certain instances once every what is it, like 2 or 3 times a week.
Uh-huh.
It can get pretty upsetting, but I'm sure it's there for a reason to create some sort of a balance. I'm sure.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that, because the balance issue with that is if they did that, you would be able to do these basically 3 times a day, and you'd be able to level up an insane amount. But what they could do is just add a different dynamic where you can only do it say once a day or twice a day, something like that. That way you can at least do your daily dungeon. But not spend too much time on that, since we do have a limited amount of time for this huge MMO. Let's go into the graphical and environments. Honestly, I think this game is beautiful for what it's supposed to stand for. And I think the environments are very cool and very interesting. Like this place that we're in right now, there's a freaking ship just sitting here, and it's a fisherman ship as well. So what about you? Do you think that the environments are stellar, or do you think that they are sort of not done very well?
I think they're not. They're done fairly well for for being a free MMO. I think they did put a lot of work into it. They could have done a little bit more polishing, but overall it looks quite it looks pretty good.
All right. What's another thing we can talk about? UI. What do you think of the UI? Personally, I think there's a lot going on the screen at once that I'm not used to. It just feels very unorganized compared to games like Ion, games like Rift, and games like World of Warcraft. What do you think as far as the UI goes? Do you think it's perfect, or do you think it should be a little bit more simplified?
I think it should be a little bit more simplified. It is pretty complicated. You look up in the top corner. You got a whole bunch of random things. You got your settings and compass and characters and there's just it feels like it's all clustered in. I would kind of try and water that down a little bit, but other than that, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it still gives a little bit of a wow feeling to me. It does. I kind of don't like that. I like when I play a different MMO, I want it to be completely different and not like World of Warcraft. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It does have a different feel, and that's the cool thing about it. But it does need to be simplified to a great extent. As far as all right, this is a tough question. I know it's very tough even for me, since we're at near the end of the show. Would you pay a monthly subscription for this game?
Ooh, that is a tough question. I'd have to test out the game more. I'd have to, get a little higher levels, see what I really feel about it. You know what I mean? As you were saying, we're only at these early stages in the game. I'd have to, yeah, I'd have to give it a little bit more of a try. And
But what I'm saying is, if this game released as a brand new game and wasn't released as a pay to play, I mean free to play first, would you buy the box? And
mm, uh, mm, yeah, why not? Yeah, sure, I would.
I have to say the same thing. Honestly, I've always been one to trust Perfect World. A lot of people don't. But I've done every single closed beta test I've been in. I've been in Heroes of Three Kingdoms. I've been in Perfect World International, which was the second expansion. I've been in Battle of the Immortals. I've been in even this one's closed beta. I've been in a lot of their closed betas, and they deliver in every single game. I think I probably would buy this for maybe $20 and spend $15 a month on it, because it is a very solid game and it's definitely worth paying for. But anyways, that is the review of Forsaken World. Hopefully you guys got good info from it. I definitely do recommend checking it out. I believe Greg does as well. Anyways, thanks for being on the show, Greg. It's been a wonderful time having you
Yeah,
here.
no problem, man. Good to be here.
And if you want to follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Lugo Entertainment and twitter.com/Zach Sharps, make sure to comment, rate, subscribe. And the question of the day is, what do you think of Perfect World? Do you think Perfect World delivers on every game like I said? Or what's your issue with them? Obviously, people are going to post, what do you think about the item mall, Zach? Well, the item mall is actually the most awesome item mall ever in this game. There is no power items in it.
Yeah, I forgot to talk about that. It's very
Yeah,
balanced.
very balanced, and you can get everything in the item mall in-game. So that's that. I'm your host, Zach Sharps. He's Greg. Thanks for watching, and he'll be in future episodes probably. Catch you guys next time.
Have a good one.